Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a new lighting setup that I got from Pixel, and it's the K80 RGB. Now, before we get too far in the video, I just want to remind everyone, if you like the video, please hit that thumbs up. It helps the channel greatly. If you want to see more videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. That way you get alerts anytime I put out a new video. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the light that I've got sitting right behind me right now, lighting my background. Now, this is a new light from Pixel. It's the RGB variant of their K80 that they've already had out. So on top of your standard white lighting, you can now throw some RGB into the mix. I've been looking for a really versatile set of lights that could do more than just one thing. Most of the lights I have were standard, just white bicolor lights. That's all they really did. They're great for certain things, but when you want to add some color to your backgrounds, things like that, they don't really do a whole lot for you. And the RGB lights that I did have were more so of your smaller pocket size type that can only throw but so much light. If you're in the market for a super versatile set of lights, then the Pixel K80 RGB is probably the right lighting set for you. You have your standard bicolor element that goes from 2600 Kelvin all the way up to 10,000 Kelvin. You've got an RGB mode that goes through the entire spectrum of RGB. You've got an effects mode that goes through 9 different effects, which I'll touch on a little bit later in the video. And you're able to dim these from 0% all the way up to 100 in 1% increments. One of the other super cool features with these lights is the barn doors that are attached to the light themselves. It's not something that you have to pull on and off, and it's really going to give you a lot of creativity when it comes to directing your light, and a lot of versatility when it comes to directing your light how you want it. That way you're not getting overspill in places you don't, and you can make sure you're getting enough light in places you do want it. Now, the kit that I got came with 3 lights as well as 3 light stands and 3 power adapters. As you can see here, I'm running mine off of battery power. These use a standard MPF style battery, which most of us have if we're doing any type of photography. No batteries come with this kit. You will need to provide your own. It also comes with an extremely nice bag to package all this stuff back in that has a shoulder strap, handles, zippers, and is probably one of the more durable bags that I've come across here recently, especially with the equipment being in the price point that it is. Now, the first thing I noticed out of the package that impressed me quite a bit was the full metal design. I've come across a lot of lights recently, including the ones that I've been using, which are complete plastic units. That's typically something they do to keep the price point down. Barn doors are metal, all the brackets are metal. About the only thing on this that is plastic is right where it connects to the light stand here. So to say the least, the build quality is extremely good. Now, this light system has a dual hinge so that you can do a full 360. That way you can have your light look up at the ceiling, spin backwards, spin down, pretty much any direction you want, whether it's up, down, left, right. You have full control of what you can do with these lights without having to move your light stand around too much. Now, one of the awesome features with this light setup is if you have multiple lights, you can control every other light individually using the controls on the back of your master light, whichever one that happens to be next to you. Any one of them can be your master light. It just happens to be which one you're controlling it from at the time. Now, this is very handy if you have your lights in different places. That way you can go through and kind of mess with your light balances, your color balances, whatever, without having to completely move around your entire shoot with how you have these set up. Now, one thing I would like to see in the future from Pixel is a remote control that can control all of this. If you're in a situation where you're not near any of the lights after you've set them up, it can be a hassle to go to one of them and start changing them around, versus if you had a remote, you could just do it on the fly. Same thing if there was some form of mobile app to use with this light system. And I'm sure it's something that Pixel will do in the future because most of their other lights do have some form of remote control currently. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the light also has 9 special effects mode that will help you mimic some of the effects out there if you're doing video. These effects include things like your police siren, your ambulance siren, fire truck, watching TV, lightning, SOS mode, as well as 2 different RGB cycle modes that will cycle constantly through the entire RGB scheme, just giving you some nice effects to use for backgrounds. Now, just like when you're using the standard lights, these effects can be controlled from 0 to 100%. That way you can change just how strong these effects are. You can have them, super minimal. That way they're not showing up too much in the background, or you can have them extremely bright. That is a main focal point of what you're trying to get across in your videos. Now, as you can see here, I'm actually lighting my entire background with this. Typically, I have a lot more lights set up, and this is currently the only one I have. And as you can see, if I set it down to 0, other than the television and my computer, the entire background is pretty much dim. I had this at 5% for the entire video. This is at 10% currently, and as you can see, it's already getting much brighter back there. Now, as you turn this up, we're at 40%. And that is extremely bright. Now, this is one light. If you had 2 of these and you set them off to the side, you could get some really good colors in your background. If we go up to 100%, it gets so bright that it actually doesn't even look like I'm really standing here. It looks like I'm green screening or something like that, because it's way too bright for most backgrounds. Now, with this at 100%, it's lighting up my entire background with no problems at all. In this room, I will probably never run this even remotely close to this high. I will probably be something closer to about 25%, which is where it is now. And as you can see, it's lighting up the background quite a bit. And if I turn the light, you can kind of see directly behind me, you know, how much it lights back up while still having light on the other side of the room. The light spread is very good and even, and I can see this being useful in many situations. Now, I'm gonna go over to white light mode. That way you guys can get a better idea of what that looks like. And all you gotta do is go through the mode settings. And right now it's at 5600K. This is the same setting that I have my main key light on. And if we turn this up, that's at about 41%. You can already see that it's lighting the background extremely, extremely well, giving you that nice daylight look. And if we go up to 100%, it's up to the point where it's literally blowing out the background in certain parts. So let's go back down to, I want to set it at 45%. That way I can cycle through some of the lighting Kelvin modes. We're going to go down to 2600. Now you have that really nice warm light that you can throw onto a background. And like I said earlier, you can go all the way from 2600 and 100 increments all the way up to 10,000, which gives you that super blue, almost daylight look. And if we go down, that right there is at 10%. We're gonna go up to 30%, and then take this all the way up to 100 on the 10,000 Kelvin. So I'm gonna go back to my color mode now. And then we got our pink back, and I'm gonna go back down to my 15%. All right, Pixel sells this kit in a 1 light, a 2 light, and a 3 light set. As I said earlier, I am using the 3 light set, and I'll put a link to it down in my description for anyone interested. I'll also post links for the other 2 sets. That way, if you don't need as many lights as I got, you can go with a smaller set. Now, my final thoughts after being able to play with this light for about 2 weeks now is that I'm highly impressed with what I got. Ordering lights from certain brands on Amazon has become really hit or miss. Sometimes you don't know exactly what you're gonna get. And like I said earlier, when I pulled these out of the packaging, I was impressed immediately just because of the metal construction. That showed me right there that they put in a little bit more effort than your average company at this price point. From there, just going through the lighting cycles, the effects modes, the brightness of the lights, how much they shine, the different color temperatures, I was extremely impressed all the way around, and I would highly recommend these for anyone kind of starting out. These are a lower budget light, as they come in at about $120 to $130 per light, which is not a bad price point starting out, considering how versatile these lights are. Now, if you guys have any specific questions about this light kit or anything else, please feel free to post down in the comments section below. I do my best to answer most relevant questions. And if there's any equipment you would like to see me review in the future, please link it down below. I would love to take a look at it and see if it's something that I can get for the channel. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Until next time.